Let's talk about the good and the bad of living in Johns Creek. You're either thinking about living in Johns Creek specifically, or maybe you're doing a lot of research and wondering if this might be the best option for you. I'll tell you all the reasons to love Johns Creek, and perhaps even more important, the cons of living here, which might be deal breakers for you. So stick around to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting into. Let's get into it. If you're just starting your Atlanta suburb research journey, here's a little Johns Creek refresher. Johns Creek is about a 40-minute drive northeast of Atlanta, situated right in between Highway 400 and I-85. In 1981, a group of Georgia Tech grads bought 1,700 acres of rural land and turned it into a high-tech office park, currently Technology Park in Johns Creek. And this soon began bringing in Fortune 500 firms, nationally recognized corporations, upscale businesses, and with all of those jobs came the families of those who took those jobs, which grew the population and the residential section of the city. It was originally just called Near Alpharetta, but as that section of town continued to grow, they started to feel more and more as their own community, which started this little movement to incorporate, and on December 1st, 2006, the city of Johns Creek was officially born. Now it's home to some famous residents like Usher, Jeff Foxworthy, and a lot of active Atlanta athletes from the Braves, the Hawks, and the Falcons. Homes in Johns Creek are just in such high demand, and this place is so popular. There are currently only 62 detached homes available for sale. 62! And at your particular price point, it might be more like 20. Compare that with Alpharetta right next door, which is close to 400. Okay, so why are there so few homes available here? Well, a lot of it is once people buy here and live here, they just don't want to leave and they don't want to sell. There are lots of really beautiful neighborhoods with excellent amenities, one of them with a golf course designed by Jack Nicklaus. But then you also have options for non-HOA communities, ranging from something modest to a $3.5 million estate on some acreage. I've been through a lot of homes in Johns Creek, and a lot of them are going to be built in the 90s, which at this point puts them, either 30, sometimes more years old, but they're also just really well maintained, and I cannot say that for some of the 90s homes in some of these other surrounding areas around here. A lot of them have been upgraded, and they're generally just a little bit bigger. They are going to be pricier though. Median home price right now is $835,000 compared to its neighbors of Alpharetta at $675 and Duluth, which is just over $500. But listen, buy it nice or buy it twice. The schools in Johns Creek are exceptional. There are only great options here as far as ratings go. First thing to know is that school districts in Georgia are separated by the county lines, which means Johns Creek is part of the Fulton County School District, one of the top rated school districts in the state, coming in at number 12 on niche.com. Fulton County is also a very weird shape. If you just took the schools in that northern section where you would expect those boundaries to converge, I think Fulton County is going to be probably in the top 3 in the state, maybe even the top 1. Now there's going to be 4 high school options in Johns Creek. If you're on the south side and for the bulk of the city, you're going to be zoned for Johns Creek High School. It's going to get an A+ on niche.com, ranks number 12 high school in Georgia, and a 9 out of 10 on greatschools.org. If you're on the north side, you're going to be zoned for Chattahoochee High, which gets an A+ on niche.com, is ranked number 8 in Georgia, and gets a 9 out of 10 on greatschools.org. There are also a couple small pockets up on the north side that will get Alpharetta High, which gets an A+ on niche.com and ranks number 3 in Georgia and gets an 8 out of 10 on greatschools.org. Finally, if you're on the northeast side, you'll have Northview High, gets an A+ on niche.com, ranked number 5 in all of Georgia, and gets the coveted 10 out of 10 on greatschools.org. See what I mean? Only good options. Johns Creek sits in a great location. It's one of the few suburbs where people still commute into the big city of Atlanta. Not that you necessarily want to, but you're still far enough away that you're very much in the suburbs. It's got this right in the middle of everything spot. Alfred and 400 are to the west, Duluth, I-85 are to the east. I mean, Johns Creek was created because people wanted to be close to everything Alpharetta has, but in a quieter, less crowded area. And that's exactly what Johns Creek Creek is. It's just this smaller community of people with great schools, great homes, within arm's reach of what Metro Atlanta has to offer, but far enough away that it's still super quiet. It's gonna be just a quick jog over to Alpharetta and the Avalon or North Point Mall. It's gonna be only 15 minutes away. Downtown Alpharetta, 20 minutes. Or you head to downtown Duluth or the Forum at Peachtree Corners, which is only 10 minutes down the road. Or head south into Atlanta. You can easily catch Falcons, Atlanta United, or Hawks game at State Farm Arena, or any number of shows at the Fox Theater. Add to this some of the great natural landscapes like the Chattahoochee River, which is its southern border, and you've got a really great place to live. If you need help dialing in the best area for you, go ahead and reach out to me. My name is Joel. I'm a local realtor here in the Metro Atlanta area. My information is below in the description. You're also going to see it right here at the bottom of the screen. Call, text, or email. I'm always happy to answer questions or have a conversation anytime. So currently there is a major gap for Johns Creek in that it has no downtown or city center. If you're looking for more to do around town, you're probably heading over to Alpharetta to check out Halcyon, the Avalon, or some of the aforementioned things that I was just talking about. Pretty much every city around Atlanta has a centralized Main Street area, whether it's historic like Marietta or something recently designed from scratch like Cumming City Center, but there's no Main Street area in Johns Creek yet. The City Council has officially approved Johns Creek's Town Center development, which means, yep, they're joining the cool kids table too. The project is massive, 192 acres, and it's going to have two major parts. First up is the Medley project. This is a 43-acre mixed-use development, kind of like the Avalon over in Alpharetta. The Medley officially broke ground in January 2025, and the first phase should officially be done fall of 2026. It's going to include 900 luxury residences, 340 apartments, 133 townhomes, 180,000 square feet of retail and entertainment, 110,000 square feet of office space, a hotel, 25,000 square foot central plaza, and events for hanging out and stuff. Now, they've already signed some big names like Sephora, High Country Outfitters. They got some grills and some pubs, and as of right now, about 75% of the retail space is already leased. Oh, and it's being funded through a $158 million construction loan. So yes, this is going to be the real deal. Then the other side of this is going to be Creekside Park. This is a 21-acre area behind City Hall, and it's getting a total glow up. Construction started in August 2024 and should be done by summer 2026. It's going to have an amphitheater with terraced seating, pedestrian trails, pond overlooks, boardwalks, new sidewalks, and park space that's going to connect everything all together. They've already made progress. Piers are in place for the boardwalk, and they're working on the amphitheater structure right now. This project is going to bring a legit downtown experience to the city, a place where you can hang out, eat, shop, go to events without having to drive 20 minutes to the next city over. It's been a long time coming, but honestly, it's shaping up to be well worth the wait. Johns Creek is an extremely ethnically diverse city with residents from a wide range of ethnic backgrounds. This is from Neighborhood Scout. Johns Creek is an extremely ethnically diverse city. The people who call Johns Creek home describe themselves as belonging to a variety of racial and ethnic groups. The greatest number of Johns Creek residents report their race to be white, followed by Asian. Important ancestries of people in Johns Creek include English, Irish, German, Italian, and Russian. In addition, Johns Creek has a lot of people living here who were born outside of the US, 31.8%. The most common language spoken in Johns Creek is English. Other important languages spoken here include Chinese and languages of India. And according to Johns Creek's own website, Johns Creek is the 9th most diverse small city in the US. Johns Creek is only one of 2 cities in the nation ranked in the top 10 that is not a suburb of New York City or Washington, D.C. How about that? So as always, I preface these conversations with a disclaimer. 1, don't take anything I say and claim it as advice. As in, if I say Johns Creek is safe and your car gets robbed, please don't try and sue me. 2, I'm playing with fire a bit even talking about this, as it's got a less than splendid history of fair housing and antitrust violations from when realtors would use the word safe as code for other things. That being said, what I will do is refer my clients to a third-party source like neighborhoodscout.com, safewise.com. Let's take a look at what Neighborhood Scout says. Johns Creek is safer than the majority of cities, towns, and villages in America, and also has a lower crime rate than 65% of the communities in Georgia, according to Neighborhood Scout's exclusive analysis of FBI crime data. How risky is that? Your chance of becoming a victim in Johns Creek is 1 in 157 based on the total crime rate. In America overall, your chance of becoming a victim of crime is 1 in 44. It's for these reasons that Johns Creek is ranked as one of the top 100 safest cities in the USA. That is awesome news. In addition to that, Safewise.com is going to name Johns Creek as the number 5 safest city in all of Georgia. There are some major roads in Johns Creek, but none of the major highways run through it. It sits right in the middle of Highway 400 and I-85. That means you've got to fight your way to the highway before you can start getting to where you're going. During rush hour, it's not uncommon for a 20-minute drive to take twice as long just to reach an entrance ramp. Roads like Metlock Bridge, State Bridge, and Old Alabama get jammed up pretty fast, especially with all the school traffic and local businesses squeezed along the way. There are plenty of traffic lights, but not a lot of room to move, and one fender bender is going to cause everything to slow down. And if there's construction, forget about it. According to the Atlanta Regional Commission, Johns Creek residents have one of the longest average commute times in the metro area, over 35 minutes each way. And that's not counting the days when weather or accidents shut down the few viable routes. As one resident put it, you basically plan your life around traffic. If you're not out the door by 6:45, you're gonna be late. City leaders say they're aware of the problem, and they've been trying to tackle it through targeted infrastructure improvements. Recent projects like the widening of State Bridge Road and the installation of some adaptive traffic signals are trying to ease some of this congestion, but these may just be band-aid solutions on a much bigger problem. Johns Creek, and frankly a lot of the other cities around here, just weren't built for this kind of volume. Listen, when Travel and Leisure names Johns Creek the best suburb in America, and Niche.com ranks it number 4 suburb in the US and the number 10 best place to live in the US, you have to imagine that it's going to cost a bit more, right? Is Johns Creek going to be the most expensive in Metro Atlanta? No, that honor goes over to Milton. Listen, all the reasons that we talked about in the pros section on this video, there's very little crime, it's quiet, the schools are highly rated, it's diverse, it's still on the rise, the homes are beautiful, the neighborhoods are beautiful. These are universal qualities that everyone is looking for. And is there an unlimited supply of these great homes? No, there are only so many available. Simple laws of supply and demand dictate that prices are going to be higher here. Add to that, Fulton County taxes are going to be higher than some of the other counties around, like Cobb, Forsyth, and you're going to have a house that is going to cost you more than some of your other choices. Now, property taxes, I should say, are going to be lower than some of the others around the nation, but around here, they're going to be just a little bit higher than some of the surrounding areas. But that's really part of the reason it's so great. It's not great because it's more expensive, but rather it's crazy that it's not the most expensive. You'll find similarly priced homes maybe in Sandy Springs, Alpharetta, Cumming, Suwanee, but they are not in the top 10 in the nation. So while you will be paying more, you are getting a lot for your dollar. Johns Creek is pretty limited when it comes to entertainment and nightlife. It can be pretty sleepy. It's mostly a quiet suburb of neighborhoods with no major attraction to draw people in. If you're looking for live music, trendy bars, even a spot to just grab dessert late at night, you're probably heading somewhere else, Alpharetta, Duluth, or even into the city. There just aren't many options to hang out past dinner hours here. Most restaurants are gonna close just a little bit earlier, and aside from, a few local favorites, there's not much to encourage people to stick around and socialize outside the house. There's no real scene or central hub where people gather, no main street for window shopping, no late night coffee shop with open mic nights or spontaneous live music. It's one of the biggest things missing in what's otherwise a pretty thriving, family-friendly place to live. That's kind of the irony. Johns Creek is full of people, full of culture, full of potential, but there hasn't been that social heartbeat to tie it all together yet. Now, if you're thinking, yeah, this is exactly what I've been looking for, reach out and we're gonna get that relocation process started right away for you guys. If you're thinking maybe this isn't for me, then check out this playlist right over here. I've got vlogs, map tours, guides, pros and cons. You can learn all about all these different suburbs, or even better, give me a call. We can chat about it directly. I'll see you in the next one.